a bunch of great saves, and it's too bad we weren't able to make up for the ones Forsberg for sure would have wanted back. But we did some good things, and just got to keep moving forward.
What's the fine line there when you get 47 shots and you don't get the goals that would normally come from that kind of output?
Just get it by the goalie. You got to get it by the goalie.
Yeah. How do you bounce back from this one, knowing that you got Montreal coming in here on Thursday?
Well, you forget about it. We'll go over some video and we'll look over things we did good and we did bad, and we'll try and fix the bad things and keep moving forward with the good things.
It's Ryan Johansson talking tonight. Nick Foligno waiting in his locker for us here. Nick, obviously this is a tough one to take for you guys tonight. Was this one of those victims of being on a road trip and coming back home? Or, I mean, you had plenty of shots, you just couldn't get them by the goaltender.
Yeah, I think that's an excuse. I think it just they played well. They played desperate, and they had a good goaltender tonight, and we fired. I mean, almost 50 shots on net, and just got to find a way to bury some of the chances we had. But I mean, a good hockey game. Just unfortunate. We got a couple early, and really couldn't find our game, and that's the result of it.
One thing that's been kind of consistent here these last couple of games is falling behind early and chasing. How frustrating is that becoming?
Yeah, that's definitely it's not winning hockey. I mean, when you're falling behind by that many goals, it's not easy to come back from in this league, and we got to find a way to make sure our starts are better and just give ourselves the best chance to win. That's what we talked about. Going down the stretch is playing every game with the opportunity to give ourselves a chance to win, and we haven't done that in the past couple games, and we got to find a way to do that coming up here.
Besides the goaltending, what were they able to do effectively against you tonight?
I think just kind of keep it chippy and then make it not really giving us much, and in saying that, we still had almost 50 shots on net. So they buried their opportunities, we didn't, and that's pretty much the difference of the game. There's still, I hate to get negative because there's still a lot of good things we do. Anytime you get close to 50 shots on net, you're doing something right. So you can't get too negative. It's unfortunate. I think it's just one of those games where tonight they buried and we didn't.
Thanks, Nick.
Nick Foligno talking to us tonight here in the Blue Jackets dressing room. And, of course, yes, frustrating when you get 47 shots on goal and you can't win the game. So it's a tough one for the Blue Jackets tonight, as they didn't get done what they wanted to get done here at home. But, again, it goes back to that old saying about, it doesn't matter. Anybody can win on any given night, as we said during the game tonight. So from that standpoint, it just proves that once again. Waiting to see. I think somebody else might be coming out here in a minute, so we'll stand and wait for just a moment here and see if Blue Jackets do bring somebody else out here. But a tough one tonight. There's no question about it. This is a hard pill to swallow for the Blue Jackets, who coming in, you look at this game on paper, and we talked about it. You don't play it on paper. You play it on the ice, but you see the 30th place team come into the league, and you feel you've got a really good opportunity to pick up a couple of points here tonight, and it didn't happen. Now, the Blue Jackets aren't the only team this has happened to. Just look at the Philadelphia Flyers. They just went through the same thing last week, playing the Sabres, thinking it was going to be easy. It was anything but easy. The Nashville Predators, just a couple of days ago, had to go to a shootout to beat this team. So this is a team that all these guys are playing for jobs, and I think that's something that we forget along the way, is that everybody's playing for a job and for an opportunity next year, especially on teams that are not in the playoffs, or maybe they're playing for a chance to get traded to a team that is in the playoffs as well. So when you put all of those things together, you've got a desperate team, a team that nobody rolls over and tries to lose. There's no question about that. Everybody wants to win, and tonight it was the Buffalo Sabres that found a way to win tonight. We'll give it a couple more minutes here. They're looking for Matt Calvert to come out. He did have a goal. I thought he had a good game here tonight. Again, he used his speed. He was very effective with Brandon Dubinsky and Cam Atkinson. As a matter of fact, here he comes right now. So let's hear from Matt and hear what he has to say after this one tonight.
Tough one to explain tonight. You get a lot of shots on goal, but don't get the results that you want.
Yeah, I feel like we were real good in the cycle game, and we got pucks to the net. Maybe a few more bodies, we would have got a few more goals, but no, we had a good effort out there, and it's too bad we couldn't help out our goalie.
How tough was it to have those kind of fluky goals at the beginning and then try to dig out of that hole?
It's tough, but I thought he responded good in the second half of the game, and he's a young guy, and we wanted to try to get 4 or 5 for him and get him the win, but it just didn't happen tonight. But we did a lot of good things, but I got to get better tomorrow.
It seems like that seems to be the thing. We've talked to a couple guys already that the game wasn't bad, the score was bad, the outcome was bad, but you guys were fairly happy with the way you're playing.
Yeah, I think we did a lot of good things, but like I said, we got to keep getting better, and we got to find a way to win these hockey games.
Talk about what happens here when you guys get behind a team that you feel like you should beat, especially when you come back home. And do you press a little bit that stage?
Yeah, it's a different atmosphere. I think you want to stick to your structure. I think naturally you want to cheat and try to score goals, but I thought we did a pretty good job right up until the last 5 minutes. We started cheating for some chances, but that's just part of the game, and it's too bad we didn't come on top.
You're looking forward to having Montreal coming back in here, knowing what's happened, how close it's been the last couple of times with those guys.
Yeah, we've had some good battles. I think we gave them 2 points when they were in our barn, and we had a good battle with them, and just couldn't find a few more goals to beat them in theirs. So it's going to be an exciting game at the top of the standings, so we got to be ready.
Thanks, man. Thanks, Matt.
Matt Calvert talking about this one tonight. He did have one of the 2 goals for the Blue Jackets in this game. Kevin Connaughton had the other goal for the Blue Jackets here tonight, but that's all they got. Buffalo Sabres doubled them up and won this game by the final of 4-2. Head coach Todd Richards will be talking to the media in just a few moments, and we'll bring that to you next at BlueJackets.com and the Scioto Downs Columbus Blue Jackets radio network.
Installed right in their own driveway. If you're not a member, go to AAA.com to join right away. AAA, the card of the American driver. Here's a AAA hard driving day update. With AAA, you don't have to worry about what happens if you slide off the road in snowy weather like this. Because with one phone call, AAA roadside assistance is on its way. To become a member, go to AAA.com. AAA, the card of the American driver.
Like tailgating, stock car racing, and the blues, Yuengling is purely American. Like neighborhood hardware stores and local diners, Yuengling is a family business. Yuengling is like a lot of things, but our lager is unlike anything else. A true American lager, purely independent in a way that's hard to find these days. Think about it. We've survived for 185 years by making darn good beer. Yuengling Lager, from America's oldest brewery. D.G. Yuengling & Son, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
I love my coffee. And sure, I can get it anywhere, but I don't want that coffee. I want great tasting coffee. So I go to the guys who care about coffee as much as I do. Tim Hortons Cafe and Bake Shop. Coffee experts who source and roast their own beans and serve it the way I like it. And they have a delicious new dark roast with a rich, full flavor and a smooth finish. Just one more thing to love. And now, buy 6 medium or larger brewed coffees, get the next one free. Tim Hortons Cafe and Bake Shop. Great tasting food, amazing coffee.
See participating U.S. restaurants for details.
At Raising Cane's, we believe in one love, quality chicken finger meals. But creating one love is no simple task. Everything has to be served hot and fresh, not just hot.
2 minutes, guys.
We use only 100% premium chicken tenderloins, guaranteeing a 0% chance of leftovers. We insist on the best ingredients for our fries, like potatoes. Well, we can keep talking quality, or you can just eat it. Raising Cane's, one love.
Welcome to the bank compatibility test. You'll hear 2 bankers answer the same question, a Huntington banker and another banker. Using frequency receptors in your radio, we will measure your brainwave activity to determine which bank is most compatible with you. Let's get started.
What happens when a customer's checking account is overdrawn?
Huntington.
Look, we realize that people make mistakes. That's why Huntington invented 24-hour grace. But also, if you're linked to your savings account, we'll transfer money from there free of charge.
Other banker.
We'll transfer your money too, for a $10 fee. But you also get a lesson in taking personal responsibility. No charge for that.
Mic check, mic check.
$10.
Check, check, check.
Through brainwave analysis, we have determined that you don't like being charged a fee to transfer your own money, and that Huntington is most compatible with you. Also, you still regret never learning to play the flute. Based on these fundamental
1 minute,
sound
guys.
results,
1 minute till
you're
music.
advised to visit huntington.com and open a checking account as soon as humanly possible. Huntington, welcome. Regulations limit the number of transfers from a savings account during a calendar month. 24-hour grace is not
45 seconds till music.
Member FDIC. Learn more at huntington.com/grace.
To be successful, it takes a strong person, it takes a strong team. It takes a group of guys that are going to work together, fight together. But it starts with understanding guys off the ice, building
All right,
those type
30
of
seconds till
relationships so that
music.
when you go on the ice, that you're willing to do whatever it takes for the guy next to you. You're willing to put your heart and your energy and your effort into it. So usually the team comes out with a good result.
Join the battle when the Columbus Blue Jackets face the Montreal Canadiens on Thursday, February 26th at 7 p.m. Get tickets now at BlueJackets.com.
All right, guys, 10 seconds till music. Stand by. 5 seconds till music. And you're live.
Blue Jackets lose tonight at home to the Buffalo Sabres 4-2. Final score in this game this evening. Blue Jackets got a win against the Sabres way back on opening night and thought hopefully they were setting the tone for their season. That was before all of their injuries. Tonight the Buffalo Sabres come in here, and they're a changed group. There's no doubt about that. They have some different players. They made the deal with the Winnipeg Jets about a week and a half ago. Zach Bogosian came in that deal. He played well tonight. Michael Neuvirth really played well tonight for Buffalo in goal. He was a difference maker. Right now, here's head coach Todd Richards to address the media.
Todd, you talked about it Sunday, New York, and this morning as well. Did your sort of worst fear come true in terms of coming back from a road trip and not really being there at the start?
I don't know if we weren't there from the start. You know, the first shift, we got it in their zone. We played in their zone pretty much the whole first shift. I don't know if it was that. I think the 2 goals, I think it took some of the wind out of our sails. And then also the third goal. And the reason why the third goal is, you know, we had just scored. It's one of those goals, again, where you score a goal and they come right back. And you could feel it on the bench, I think, after we scored the first goal to make it 2-1. But you give up a third goal, and that was a deflating goal.
So a couple of players circle back, Wisniewski and Hartnell, and sort of try to pick Forsberg up a bit. How much do you feel for a young goaltender in a situation like this where I think he gave up a couple shots that he would like to have back?
Yeah, I would agree. It's a team game, and the goaltender isn't always perfect, and there are some nights pucks get behind them, and as a group in front of them, you know, we got to do a better job in picking them up. But yeah, there's probably, you know, two shots there that obviously 2 decisions that he'd like to have back.
Todd, I know the shorthanded goal was really fluky, and on your last power play, you peppered the net quite a bit. But overall, is the direction of the power play lately a little bit of a concern for you?
Yeah, it is. I don't think we're shooting the puck enough, at least putting it towards the net. I think when we generated some chances, power play or even 5-on-5, it was from a shooting first mentality, and then win a battle, get the puck back, and then we were generating chances from that. And I think our power play at times is we're looking for the next pretty play or the next pass instead of getting it to the net and converging and creating those scrums. Because when we are looking for the pass, I think we're pulling away from the net too. Now you don't have the traffic, so when the puck comes out, the goaltender's seeing it.
Your team had almost 50 shots tonight. What did they do defensively to give you guys trouble scoring, particularly third period?
Well, the goaltender was good, number one. And, you know, I think too many times, or there were some times, I shouldn't use too many times, there were some times where we were just off to the side of their goaltender, so he was able to see the puck. And then, you know, fighting for second and third opportunities.
Forsberg really settled down. I think he stopped his last 13 or 14 shots. How close did you come to going with Curtis, though, after the second or
close. Third? It was close. Part of it is as a young kid and seeing if battle through it and see how the team also responds to it. And I like the way he responded to it because they had a power play shortly thereafter, and he made some saves on it. And you know, the third goal for me, I believe it deflected off Matty Calvert on the way towards the net, and you know, I couldn't tell the angle of their fourth goal. Thanks.
That is head coach Todd Richards addressing the media. That was a little bit shorter than I thought it was going to be completely honest with you. Jody Shelley slides in next to me right now, and Jody just kind of beating this thing to death here tonight. This goes with what we said earlier today. Any team can win on any given night, and the Buffalo Sabres win here tonight. They get a couple of goals early. Blue Jackets 47 shots on net. None of it enough tonight.
Well, the coach would have had them prepared all day, and he said early, it doesn't matter who you're playing or where you're playing them. It's the effort and the process. And, yeah, to me they looked tired, and they didn't have the jump, and no one wants to hear that. But that's the way they looked early. Forsberg had a tough night. I mean, a couple of those shots he would love to have back. There's no question. But he's a young goalie with a bright future. I like that Todd left him in there. There was 4 goals, and everyone was kind of wondering, are they going to put Curtis in? But they let him in there to battle back and see if the team would rally around him. He shut the door at 4, which is good. The team couldn't get that next goal. And I really look at that 2-1 goal, or the goal the 2-1 goal that the Blue Jackets scored, and then Buffalo came right back within 50 seconds. I think it was under a minute, maybe even 42 seconds, and scored that 3rd goal. And that was kind of like the momentum was out of the building. So those situations, we've seen those close goals come regularly for the Jackets after they scored, and that was too bad. But the effort wasn't what they had planned. But you said there were warning shots all morning from the coach to say, be prepared, don't take anything in this situation lightly.
Yeah, and that fast goal, I think the reason the air goes out of the building is we've seen this act before because it's happened a lot. Todd just talked about that a moment ago. Let's talk about Anton Forsberg for a moment. You're absolutely right. He's a young goaltender. It is easy to second guess at this point and say, well, why doesn't Curtis McElhaney make the start? There was a day in between games. You're looking to get points. My opinion is that Sergei Bobrovsky's coming back this week. I think they wanted to get the kid a win before he goes back down to Springfield, if that's the plan for him this week, which I would guess that it is. And he's played really well in the other 4 starts that he has made. Tonight, not so much. It was kind of the reverse here. I thought in the first 4 starts he made, the team didn't support him at all and play well in front of him. Tonight, it was his struggles that got them behind 2-0.
Well, and I can overthink this even a little further and say that maybe Coach Richards was saying, I know I got a group that's a little bit tired, tough travel. I know I got a situation against the worst team in the league. Are they going to be overconfident? Let's put Forsberg in and see if they'll rally around him and get that little boost. Now, I felt that they were doing that, but when you get a one soft goal and then another, you felt the guys kind of really tighten up and not play their game. No excuses here tonight. It was an interesting game. I still felt they could have won the hockey game. Buffalo did a heck of a job blocking shots. I think they blocked 42 shots or something like that, which is pretty incredible for that group. Girgensons left the game. He had a big shorthanded goal. That was a weird situation, too, where that puck goes up in the air. No one knows where it is. But when you play these teams and you let them hang around, they play loose hockey. So they're going to take chances and do things that maybe more conservative teams won't do in different situations. So Blue Jackets here tonight should have came out and blew the doors off the hinges. They didn't. Buffalo gets the win.
All right, Ryan Johansson. This may seem a little bit nitpicky, but I want to ask you from a former player standpoint. I think this is the 4th game now he doesn't have a point. And it seemed tonight, you look at the shots, he didn't have very many shots on net or toward the net tonight. There were guys that had more than him. Jack Johnson was one of those. Alexander Wenberg was another one. It looked to me like at points here, Ryan Johansson is back to looking around to pass the puck instead of back to that shoot-first mentality. When he was struggling early in the year, he was pass first. He got out of that, and he took off. Do you see any of that from him right now?
Well, yeah, maybe, but he's playing against the top players, too, and that's another not excuse. I'm not trying to make excuses here, but he's got to rise above. There's going to be hard. It's hard to be the best player on the team. It's difficult to be. No, but it's difficult to be one of the best players in the league. It's a lot of work, and he's got to put it in away from the rink, on practice, and definitely in the game against those tough players. He did have one of his patented shots where he doesn't stick handle. It's almost like his shootout move where he keeps the puck on the forehand, waits for any kind of movement from the goalie, and he snapped it and went off 2 posts. But, yeah, I agree. He needs to create more.
All right, Montreal comes in next. Goes back to what we talked about on this last road trip. You don't have to get up for teams like the Montreal Canadiens. First of all, you know who they are. You know the history that they bring with them. And speaking of history, you just lost to them in a very well-played game in their building last weekend.
Yeah, that's right. That was really a 2-1 game. There was an empty netter to put that to 3-1. I agree. This team's going to come in here with some swagger, some confidence. Blue Jackets have a day in between here. They need to regroup, get some rest, get fired up, and be ready to have the jump, the Blue Jacket jump on was it Thursday night against the Montreal Canadiens.
Absolutely. I'm surprised you even know what day it is and what day the next game is, because we've been everywhere in the last week or so. Jody, thank you very much.
Thanks, Bob.
That is Jody Shelley. I'm Bob McElligott. That'll do it for a portion here at BlueJackets.com, but stay tuned. Mark Wyatt has much more of the Tim Hortons postgame show on the Scioto Downs Columbus Blue Jackets radio network.